He said it so casually that for a second I thought I had misheard him. I was standing at the kitchen counter, laptop still open to the travel itinerary. I had spent the last 3 weeks perfecting. Flights confirmed, a private beach villa booked, dinner reservations at the little cliffside restaurant he once said he wanted to see before he turned 30. I had planned everything for us, down to the playlist for the drive to the airport. Then he walked in, loosened his tie, dropped his keys on the table, and said, "Actually, I'm taking someone from the office instead. She needs the break more than you do." Just like that. No hesitation. No apology, no guilt. The words hung in the air like smoke, thick and suffocating. For a moment, I simply stared at him. This man I had loved for 4 years. This man whose coffee I still made every morning before he woke up. This man who used to kiss my forehead and promise me forever. I waited for him to laugh, to tell me it was a joke in poor taste. But his face remained calm, almost bored, as if he were informing me about the weather. I felt something inside me crack. Not loudly, quietly. The kind of break that doesn't make noise until everything collapses. I should have screamed. I should have demanded answers. I should have thrown every lie he ever told me back in his face. Instead, I smiled. A small, controlled smile. "That's your decision," I said. He nodded, almost relieved that I wasn't causing a scene. He grabbed a jacket, checked his phone, and walked out the door without another word. The lock clicked. Silence filled the apartment. I stood there for a full minute, listening to the fading sound of his footsteps in the hallway. Then I closed my laptop, walked into the bedroom, and started packing. Not because I was heartbroken, because I was done. But the truth is, his betrayal hadn't started that night. That night was only the moment he stopped hiding it. The signs had been there for months. Late nights at the office. Phone turned face down. Shower first. Thing after getting home. The perfume that clung to his shirts wasn't mine. I noticed everything. I always did. At first I tried to explain it away. Stress, work pressure, distance that comes with time. But then came the message. It happened 2 weeks before the vacation. He had fallen asleep on the couch, his phone glowing on the armrest. A name I didn't recognize. "Claire, can't wait for our trip." She still doesn't know, right? I remember reading that line over and over, my chest tightening with every word. Our trip. Not his. Not theirs. Mine. The one I had planned. The one I had paid for. I didn't wake him. I didn't confront him. I did something far more dangerous. I stayed silent. The next morning, I kissed him goodbye like always. Then I started watching. Receipts from restaurants he claimed were business dinners. Hotel confirmations sent to his work email. Messages filled with lies, excuses, and jokes about how predictable I was. Every betrayal became evidence. Every lie became a brick in the wall I was building around him. The apartment lease was in my name. So were the utility bills. The vacation booking was on my card. He had forgotten something important. He thought love had made me blind. It had only made me patient. That night, after he left, I packed only what belonged to me. Clothes, passport, jewelry, documents, the laptop. I transferred my share of the money from our joint savings, along with every amount I had covered for rent and bills over the last 6 months. Every transfer was documented. Every receipt saved. Then I called the resort. The booking was under my name. I changed the reservation from 2 guests to 1. No cancellation. No refund. Just 1 name removed. His. The next step was easier than I expected. A week earlier, while using our shared printer, I had accidentally seen printed expense reports from his office bag. Personal dinners charged as client meetings. Weekend hotel stays listed as conference expenses. At the time, I said nothing. Now, I scanned every page and emailed them anonymously to his company's compliance department. No lies. No exaggeration. Just facts. The next evening, he came home. The apartment was almost empty. The shelves bare. Closet half stripped. The silence inside the rooms felt colder than winter. He stopped in the doorway. "Where's your stuff?" I was sitting at the dining table, my suitcase beside me. "I'm leaving," I said. His expression shifted from confusion to anger. "You're overreacting." I laughed softly. It was the first honest sound I had made in days. Before I could answer, his phone rang. He glanced at the screen. "Office," he answered. I watched the color drain from his face. "Suspended, pending investigation, access revoked. Company property to be returned immediately." He ended the call slowly and looked at me as if seeing me for the first time. You did this. I stood up and picked up my suitcase. No, I said calmly. You did. That was the moment it hit him. Not just the affair, not just the trip, everything. The apartment he no longer had rights to, the relationship he had destroyed, the career he had risked for stolen weekends and cheap lies. He stepped closer, anger burning in his eyes. You ruined everything. I walked past him and stopped at the door. For years, I had loved him with everything I had. Now I looked at him and felt nothing. No tears, no rage, only clarity. You ruined it the moment you thought I wouldn't walk away. Then I left. 3 days later, I sat alone on the balcony of the beach villa, the same one he planned to take her to. The ocean stretched endlessly before me, silver beneath the moonlight. The waves crashed softly against the shore, steady and certain. For the first time in months, I felt peace. People think revenge is loud. They imagine screaming, chaos, broken glass. But real revenge is quiet. It is letting someone destroy themselves while you simply stop standing in the way. He thought he had replaced me. Instead, he lost everything he tried to take for granted. And I gained something far more valuable than him, myself.